Alright, so you can obviously see probably the backyard there. It's actually had a nice bit of rain. So you guys already know the title of this video about the millipedes, and I figured I'd do this video to show basically how many of them. Alright, I just took 3 inside, so there's probably gonna take a bit to try to find some, but likely they are floating in this water somewhere, and it's kind of risky to go into this water because of stepping on them, because I can't really see them, but there are going to be quite a few. And in fact, see this crack along the line? It's like a split between the cement. I normally find like 5 to 6 or 8 or more in that crack at night, or in that spacing. I shouldn't say crack, spacing is what we'll call it. Actually, here's a millipede right here. There's one right here floating in the water. See him? This little millipede right here floating in the water. So here's one millipede right here. Actually, here's another one right there. There's actually another one right there. It's a decent sized millipede. But yeah, there's a good amount of millipedes in our backyard and whatnot. Like I said, I've already sold quite a few of them on eBay, but I wanted to share this video so people could basically see how many millipedes we're talking about. In fact, I'm just gonna take this millipede over here and put him up here on land here. So there we go. It's a small one, I know. In fact, some of my buyers kind of complained that they were, they didn't know if it was a good buy for the millipedes and whatnot. But I mean, you didn't specify what sizes you wanted and stuff. So and I basically get what I can find, and these are normally about the normal size that I've seen. Oh God, there's another one right here. There's a bigger one. Okay, so this is actually a bigger size one right here. And as I said, as I'm out here, I'll run into quite a few of them in the water. As I said, as I'm like literally sitting here, doing this video and whatnot, I can find a bunch of these things out here. In fact, I was telling one of my buyers off of eBay, I sold him about 70 of them, and basically, I could go out here at night and I could pull in, easily. Oh, this one's actually biting me. He's actually biting me. That big one right there actually bit me on the finger, dude. I was surprised. I felt that. I didn't know these things bite, but that one actually nibbled on my finger, dude. Actually nibbled. I felt that. I felt the biting from that millipede, and that's a naughty millipede. I saved it from drowning, and it started biting me. No lie, it was literally biting me. Here we go, right here. There's a millipede right here, underwater. As I said, they're coming out. They're coming out from the buried underground, and this one's actually that deep. My finger. So the water's like literally that deep, and he's literally under the water. Go ahead and pick this one up right here, and we'll go ahead and rescue this one as well. And like I said, I gotta be real careful because, like I said, these things, they come out of nowhere. And I've already found, here we go. We got 3 millipedes right here. That's a decent size one right there, though. I think that's a really good size millipede. And by the way, I'm just letting these go because I I just brought like 3 of them inside the house not too long ago before I did this video, whatnot. But like I said, they're I gotta be real careful because this ground is really slick, and slip on this, you're gonna get wrecked pretty good. So as I mentioned, they're all out here, in this water and stuff, and as as they start waking up and whatnot, they'll end up finding their way to to dry ground. Now, I know this does not look like a lot, but we're talking a big area, right? We're talking about the whole yard over there, where there's potentially a few of them out there. Now, if you want to talk about a lot of millipedes in one spot, one spot I know of that has millipedes is right there in that pile of oak tree pieces, which is at the back of the house. Now, there's quite a few of them that are all up in there, and being back here in the backyard, in fact, right there was a pile, right? That was a pile of debris from Hurricane Irma that is basically still over there, and them millipedes are all up underneath all that shrubage, because they actually eat that oak leaves and stuff. They actually love the oak leaves and whatnot. So the majority of this video is long because of me talking rather than going over here and showing you these millipedes, because I'm over here talking about how many millipedes supposedly are in my backyard and whatnot, and I've only showed like 3 of them, which I'm trying to make my way over here. But at the same time, I gotta be careful I don't step on them, because as I said, this soil is extremely wet and flooded, that they're actually coming up from the ground. And like I said, all this in here is where they're at, and anywhere as I step, I could potentially step on them, since they are coming up. And it's getting dark too, so they're going to be coming out of the ground to eat. So see if I could move this soil around a little bit over here, see if we can find any of these millipedes. They probably are already moved away from this area because of the rain. So, but like I said, actually, here's a scarlet right here. There's a scarlet right there. This is one of the scarlets. This is a scarlet millipede. That's what that is. Like I said, up underneath this shrubage, which is where they eat. In fact, if you ever look at some of the leaves, you'll see that there's little missing spots on them where these millipedes have been eating on the leaves and whatnot. And let's see. So I know there's quite a few of them around, but like I said, we're talking all up under this shrubage right here is, where a majority of them are. And the backyard back here is even flooded too, back in this area. So like I said, I might end up having to do a part 2 of this so that it can actually combine the millipedes that I find, because like I said, a majority of them, they are likely still coming up from the ground. But anyway, so there's a mango plant right there. So let's see if I can go over here real quick. I got a few more minutes before this phone stops me from recording. Actually, I was over here the other day and I found one of these millipedes up underneath shrubage over here and stuff. See right now over here, and then there's like these leaves over here that they hide up under. Now normally I wear my gloves when I'm out here moving the soil around because of the fact that there's like stuff you don't really want to probably have your hands touching and whatnot. It's just easier to wear gloves. So there's like none up underneath there. Like I said, they've likely moved out. There's actually, I think it's an earthworm right there. It's either an earthworm or that's a leech. But in fact, there's another one right there too. I think those might actually be leeches. I don't think that those are worms. I don't think those are earthworms at all. I think they're leeches. By the way, I over here stepping on probably a bunch of them. But here, this area right here, there's normally a good amount of millipedes under this shrubage. Actually, here's one right here. This is a decent sized millipede. It's actually a decent sized millipede to a lot of the other people who probably buy these millipedes. That's really not considered a good size one. Actually, here's another one right here. Actually, there's a couple of them. See, we got some right here. One right there, one right there, one right there. And like I said, they're all up underneath this shrubbage because they eat this stuff. But yeah, to me that's a nice size one. If I find those are considered nice. Normally I find, this size millipede, which is pretty common out here. But this is a big pile of shrubbage. And actually, you can see here. You can see this little leaf here. You see how it's got cuts out inside of the leaf? It's not from rotting, it's from them actually nibbling on that, and they actually eat this leaf and stuff. That's why majority of these leaves out here, you'll sometimes find like holes and stuff where they have been chewing on them and stuff. It looks like it's rotting. I mean, it is rotting, but that's what they like. So then we got some dark area over there that they would feed on that. In fact, they're normally in the dark areas of the soil. In fact, this whole area right here probably has quite a few of them inside this grass because they're coming out of this now, probably to look for mates and whatever else. But this area right here is just amazing with stuff. By the way, what got me into noticing these millipedes, and they've been around for most of the year and stuff, is I've been collecting earthworms right when it floods like this, because this is like, we're talking ankle deep water out here. I'd show you ankle deep, but my toes are kind of not what people want to see. So, but anyways, this is like ankle deep water out here, and when it floods like this, I normally come out here and try to find earthworms because I use them to help make compost for the future, the next year of plants that I grow and stuff. So as I mentioned, there's normally millipedes that are all floating on the top of this water, and see if we can find any earthworms over here at all, because I think I might have like completely wiped out the earthworm population over here. But yeah, there's normally like a lot of them around. I'm pretty surprised that I'm not finding a whole lot like I normally do. So in fact, the earthworms are not really making themselves seen unless birds have got them or something. But anyways, that would basically be it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully my audio wasn't muffled because I had my fingers blocking the speaker area or the mic area on the phone.